Right then, this is a quick walk around video. It's on a very windy day, so I'll try and describe the car early and just walk around the rest of it. A sensational car, Accord 2-litre ES GT with nav and rear camera. This car's covered just 40,000 miles from new. 2 owners, the first being the Honda main dealers and a private gentleman ever since, who's had it serviced each and every time. 11 services I remember from memory at the Honda dealers. It's a wonderful car in absolutely stunning condition. So going around the car, obviously with the GT pack you get the deeper front and rear bumpers, which give the car a real presence. Finished in this lovely grey with a half leather interior and black. It is exceptional, it really is. The front of the car is lovely and clean. Bonnet, hardly a stunch up if anything on there at all. Near side of the vehicle, absolutely smooth in the panels. You can't see any indentations at all. Near side front alloy, really good. And panels on the side, absolutely fantastically clean. On the back of the car, again, front corners, really clean. Offside of the vehicle, driver's side, as with the near side, is like looking in a mirror. It's just unbelievable. Remaining panels again. I mean, this car looks, more like a car than half its age. It's just got a natural gleam without having been polished at all. So, or by us, I mean, but in wonderful condition. Coming to the boot now, big boots, quick release rear seats on a 60/40 fold, and it looks pretty much as new back here as well. Coming to the back of the car, again, half leather interior, and it hardly looks as though it's been sat in the back of the car at all. It's just in gorgeous condition, including the carpeted areas. Coming to the driver's side, passenger seat on the front there, again in absolutely beautiful condition. Coming to the front now, driver's door card again, lovely condition. The driver's seat itself, and I apologise, the sun's come out, which is, oops, I'm being attacked by a wasp as well. The one that shows most of the wear and hardly shows anything. So inside the car now, out of the wind, thank goodness. Dashboard looks absolutely as new. You can see sat nav all working perfectly. Pop counter reverse, that lovely clear camera is fitted as well. But the video just does not do justice to how nice this car is. Up to the binnacle, 40,908 miles, and there are no warning lights on the dashboard at all. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key, both here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Accord 2-litre ES GT on a pretty foul day, unfortunately, but it's a car to warm your heart, this one, because it is a wonderful car. The reason we do these videos, especially the road test section that I'm doing now, is because we want to make sure that if anyone is looking at any of our cars online, they get to see the car advertised actually in operation. The reason we feel that's important in particular is that we know to our cost, unfortunately, just how frustrating it can be to go and see a car which can look perfectly good in a description, but only to get them find out it's got a fundamental issue you'd much rather known about before setting off. So hence that's why we do it. So coming to the car itself, hopefully by the time you get to see this I've done the walk around section, if not it'll be coming soon. This is a truly exceptional car in every way, not just its condition, not just the spec externally with all the additional bits that's been put on the car, but in particular its ownership. This car's had 2 owners. The first owner was actually Honda themselves, and then a private chap's had it ever since, and he's serviced the car 11 times at the Honda main dealers, and the car's covered just 40,902 miles. We'll be servicing the car, not on mileage quite clearly, only on age. Not that it really needs it in all honesty, but we like to do it just in case. So coming to the car itself, engine, as you'll expect, starts absolutely instantly and settles to completely smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the car or any relating to the engine or any other part of the car, I should say. The engines are just brilliant units. Honda are without doubt the best builder of four-cylinder engines in the world. It's almost unarguable. The reason we say that is because it's not just about how they are when they're new and how they perform when they're new. It's how they are through the entirety of the car's life. The fact that it pulls so sweetly, with such refinement, with such vigour. Typical Honda, put your foot down, you get a nice induction sound, but very quiet in the car. But it's the mechanical refinement as well, in terms of the lack of any kind of harshness or vibration. The feel you get when you put your foot down is more like a six-cylinder engine. It's that sweetness, no kind of buzzing or vibrations at all. It's incredible. On top of which, of course, in terms of reliability and longevity, their reputation is unmatched in its class. They're cam chain driven, which helps. They last an awfully long time. But with regular servicing, they last an absolute eternity. They're really, really incredibly strong. Engine feeds through into clutch and gearbox. Clutch on the car, perfect, of course. Bike point exactly where it's meant to be, and it's nice and smooth in operation. The gear change is just fantastic. It's got a mechanical feel to the gear change in terms of how it feels, how it engages, which is ironic given the fact that the gear lever actually doesn't go to the gearbox directly, it goes via cables, and yet Honda give you a gear change that feels as though it does, but beautifully done, and that feels absolutely as new. Steering of the car tracks bullet straight, so I'm going at the legal limit now, but as good as the engine and gearbox and all that kind of thing are, I think just for a change they almost become second to the chassis and the steering, because it is a brilliant car as a driver's car. The steering starts it by giving you really nice weighting, very natural weighting, even though again it's electric power steering. It makes the car feel really solid and secure on the road, and not just tootling about like now, but I'm talking at much higher speeds. You don't get the nervousness, the vagueness that afflicts so many cars, but it works with the chassis just brilliantly, because the chassis is astonishing. Driving along now, if I just want to drive just normally, it's incredibly compliant and well damped. It's a beautifully resolved ride, but going through the corners, it's the lack that it just doesn't get flustered. That's what is remarkable about the car. Doesn't matter what the corner, what the radius, whether you've got mid-corner bumps, whether it's off camber, different road surfaces, it's genius. And also the fact that when I was working at Honda, I was lucky enough to do a track day with one of these, showing them off against competitors' cars. And I have to say, even on a track, it's such an adjustable chassis for this type of car. Genius, absolute genius, it really is. And it makes modern cars feel clunky and unrefined, and there's very few modern cars that actually drive as well as this, and that's saying something, because you're looking at a car that was designed sort of 13-14 years ago. Also, by the way, on road tests, what I'm listening for is any sort of mechanical clunks or thumps coming through the suspension. There's a really nasty bump, and there's nothing. There's no kind of metallic noises at all. Brakes on the car, really good brake pedal on the vehicle. What I'm looking for, again, good initial bites, which is what it's got, but there shouldn't be any kind of pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal, and there is nothing at all. It's absolutely spot on. It's coming inside the vehicle, not been cleaned yet, and I have to say we know we're lucky. We buy from good sources, and we know the ownership of the cars first, and generally speaking we're treated to some lovely cars, and this is right up there in the top 10 of cars I've ever had come to us in terms of initial impressions. We've not cleaned the car yet, and the reality is it feels like we're not really going to have to, even though we will. It is so clean in here. clean and beautifully put together. No squeaks, no rattles, high quality materials. Again, puts to shame so many more modern cars where they've kind of cheapened, but this is beautifully done, and a lovely dash to sit behind. Again, still feels like you're in quite a modern car, but the difference being it's actually quite easy to operate compared to them. You've got this big radio, it's dead simple and easy to use, dual zone climate control system to give you different temperatures side to side, which by the way pumps out absolutely ice cold air, and 6 CD multi-loader there, which I quite like, so I've got loads of CDs, and plenty of old fossils like myself will have exactly the same, I'm sure. But what the videos can't get across is, when you touch a button in here, press any of them, they've got the most beautiful quality of actuation, really high quality machine. Directly in front, you've got your classic Honda dashboard, big dominating symmetrical dials, rev counter, speedo flanked by the temperature and fuel gauges. Temperature, by the way, running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on one of these cars, and it's been running for nearly 2 hours now, which has just been delivered to us. Steering wheel, nice leather bound, perfect size, looks and feels as new to hold. If I've come across in this video as possibly slightly over enthusiastic about the car, I make absolutely no apologies for it whatsoever, because I love it. I absolutely love this car. It is beautifully looked after, and it's wonderful to drive in an age of cars that are utterly soulless. You can get in something like this and just actually enjoy being in a car again. As always, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate, do give us a call.